Hey there. I am jumping in for a little bit of a late Q&A for Creative Basics. I was supposed to do one last Friday, and you guys, it was Good Friday. Family was in, and we were having Easter egg hunts. So I am sitting outside Starbucks. Don't worry, my car is in park. And I just wanted to jump in and answer two questions that I saw from the Creative Basics crew last week. If you have other questions, feel free to ask them while I'm chatting, and I will get to them. But one of the questions was about fonts and how to figure out which fonts to use together, which is a great question because there are thousands of fonts, and when you're creating graphics, it can be really hard to figure out which ones look right together. And sometimes you find yourself using 8 different fonts because why not? The more the merrier, right? No, you guys know. One of the things that I try to do is pick 2 fonts. So it does take a little bit of playing to figure out which 2 look best together because not all fonts pair correctly. So take the time to just kind of play around with it. Feel free to switch out fonts, do one that's thin with one that's bold, do one that's tall with one that's short, do one that's really basic with a beautiful hand-lettered element, maybe just to highlight one word or part of a phrase. Consider those pieces of your fonts, the things that are maybe bold or italic or a little bit fancier as a highlight. So where do you want your reader to really focus in that statement that you're making on your graphic? So one of the other tools that I wanted to make sure you knew about while we're using Canva, so if you're doing Creative Basics with me, you know we're spending a lot of time in Canva, a little bit of time in PicMonkey and a couple other apps. But in Canva, as soon as you open Canva, look at the left sidebar. Down at the bottom, they have a link to a whole list of tutorials that they put together for you where you can actually go in and play around. So I saw 3 just this morning on fonts. So one of them that you can click on is all about font pairing. So what you can do is go in there, and the way that they have it set up is you can actually go in and they show you what it looks like when you do a thin font with a bold font, and then they give you the opportunity to go in and play with that and see what that looks like and figure out how to change it. So if you want to go further into that particular piece of Creative Basics, that is there for you. There are also great tutorials. You can just Google and find some. The other thing I like to do is go on Pinterest, and I start to look at the things that I've been saving. And I start to see if there's similarities in the fonts that are being used. If there's a font that I really like, I try to find one that's similar. I try to just figure out, okay, what is catching my eye about this, and what am I not doing when I'm creating my graphics that I can tweak a little bit. So there's just a few tips for you on that one. And let me think. Oh, okay, here's what the second question was. So if you guys have more questions about Creative Basics that I can help you with live, just let me know. Type a comment. But the other question was, is it possible to create a watermark or a logo that you can then put on all of your graphics that you're creating in Canva? And the answer is yes. There are a few ways to do that. You can actually create one. You can make logos in Canva. That's one of the options they have. And it was really fun for me to see that people were exploring during this lesson. So over the last week, I saw people had made business cards and they made infographics and they did things that were beyond the course expectations, but because they were becoming so much more comfortable using the tools that we were talking about each day, they felt brave enough to click on some of the stuff that maybe they wouldn't have clicked on before. So I love that. But making a logo in Canva is one of those things. So what you would want to do if you want to go in and use Canva to make your logo for your watermark, go in, exact same steps that we've been following before. You can use one of their preset options that they have in there. They always tell you if it's going to be free or not, and then you can create your own. Download it as a PNG file if possible. Make sure that the background is transparent if possible. That way, all you have to do the next time you design a graphic in Canva is upload your logo that you just made into your uploads. You know how to do that now. And then you just pop it over onto your graphic and it's there and it's consistent every time because it's the same exact logo that you put on all of your graphics. So that's one way to do it. I've also used the WordSwag app, which we will talk about. I think that's a bonus lesson in Creative Basics this year. And I created one in there because I really like the opportunity to make uh, just a fun, so for Holy Hustle, here's where I did it. So for all of those Holy Hustle inspiration posts that I do on Wednesdays, where I highlight a woman I think is really embodying Holy Hustle, I wanted to create the words Holy Hustle in a way that I wouldn't have to go in and try to recreate the wheel every time. So I made that in WordSwag, and I like WordSwag because I like a gold glittery font, and that's not really an option right now in Canva, so I have to use other tools to get that. So I just opened it up, chose a transparent background, typed in the words, created it the way that I wanted to, saved it to my phone, emailed it to myself, and uploaded it to Canva, and now it's there for me to use whenever I need it. So those are two ways that you can do that to make it really easy and sort of set a brand standard on all of your posts that you're creating. So anyway, I don't see that anybody else is leaving a question, so I just will leave you with a little bit of encouragement today. We are beyond the halfway point for Creative Basics, so if you're joining me, you're doing an amazing job, but don't give up now. I saw that a lot of you have really awesome plans for what you want to be able to do with these tools at the end of the course. You want to make printables for your readers. You want to be able to make just really amazing things for ministries, and you want to do things for your own business. So I know that some of these lessons might feel a little slow or a little redundant, but hey, practice makes perfect, right? So what I encourage you to do, you can also use the fact that these are pretty simple daily challenges to catch up after the Easter weekend. But catch up if you need to. It's totally fine. Go back and read what the daily challenges and instructions were. You can do that. But also, as you're going in, figure out maybe a way to improve on the last challenge that you did. So maybe you did a Facebook post and you loved how it looked, but then when you go in to do an Instagram post, think about things that you maybe would have wanted to change and try some new things. Or, like some of the other people have done, explore what else Canva has to offer. The more that you're in there every day, whether it's in PicMonkey or Canva or the app that you love to use, the more you're in there, the more comfortable you're going to get, the more willing you're going to be to make mistakes and let go of being perfect every time, and you're going to get faster, okay? So make sure you stick with me for the next section, the last half of this course, because we're going to do some fun stuff. Printables are definitely one of the challenges. It's almost like your final assignment, but we're going to do some other good stuff. We're going to use some other fun apps. So make sure you're clicking like on those posts when you've done your challenge. Comment, let me know how it's going. Ask questions. Let me know how I can help you. Ask the community how they can help you. If you see other people using the Creative Basics hashtag, show them a little love, and tell them what a good job they're doing, okay? So thank you guys for joining me. I am going to head home, get some work done there now that I've spent my morning getting work done at Starbucks and recovering from a little bit of a sunburn from my Easter weekend. But you guys, it's so much fun to hang out and do this every April. So if you have ideas, I was crowdsourcing ideas for a prize. So if you have fun ideas for a prize for somebody who completes all the challenges, let me know. So far, my favorite idea is that I will just pay for you to have a month of Canva Pro access. But if you have different ideas, let me know. I'm open to anything. So we'll have to go back and see who all did every challenge. I know you guys are doing a good job. So I am headed home on a Monday. It finally stopped raining, so that's a good thing, right? Anyway, guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye.